Today, I'm going to be ranking every single potion in Arcane Conquest. Okay, first spell we have on this tier list is the tier 1 lucky spell. Now the tier 1 basically gives us 25% luck for 10 minutes and it's super common to get overall. Now a lot of people say that either luck works or luck doesn't work, but I honestly think this spell is really good. Like, it does a pretty nice effect and it's pretty easy to get. So I'm gonna give this an A tier. Now let's do tier 2. Tier 2 is 20 minutes and it's 2.5% luck. So it's a small increase, but at the cost of a lot less luck. Honestly, I think this one's gonna go, I'm gonna put this one in the S tier and I'm going to place this one in the A tier, and let me explain why. Now the difference between a tier 2 and a tier 3 is that tier 3s can only be gotten through crafting, meaning you need a ton of other materials to be able to make it. Tier 2s, you can always drop them from bosses, and it has the best effect and it has the longest duration for that thing, and upgrading it doubles it instead of 1.5 times. This might be a repeating factor for the other spells, but there you go, those are the luck ones. Now let's do the next spells. Next up is we have the Medea spells, or the potions of greed or coins, or I'm not sure what they're called. Now they're given the weirdest name, but it is 35% gold for tier 1, 37.5%, so it's 2.5% from 35, meaning this version is weaker, 40% for 30 minutes. Now, gold isn't really a necessity, since honestly it's pretty easy to get, and the upgrades of these spells are weaker than the XP ones, but they're also not that hard to drop. Here's where I'm going to rank them. I'm gonna rank this the basic one. I'm gonna give it a D tier, or actually I'm gonna give it a C tier. I'm gonna give this one a D tier, and since this requires so much resource where you can upgrade any other spell, I think this is the worst, and I'm going to give this the F tier. I think this is just the worst spell you could invest in. Next up is we have those potions of XP. Now the potions of wisdom, 25 XP for 10 minutes uncommon, 27.5% on uncommon, and 30%, so 2.5% again, but it's similar as luck, so I gotta judge it, but it's experience. It's guaranteed, and it revolves over the most important thing on these dungeon style games: experience. I can't rank these ones low at all. For the common one, I am going to give this A tier, and I'm gonna place these two in the S tier because XP is just so good. I think the tier 2 one is better than the tier 3 one because of the crafting thing once again, but they're still clearly the best style of spells compared to all the other spells. So honestly, if you want to upgrade to tier 2s or tier 3s, honestly, XP may be the way to go, and if you don't have those, maybe luck. Now we have 2 more left: defense and damage. Next up is we have the defense potion. If we look at the first one, it's 17.5 defense increase. On the second potion, it is only an increase by 1.25%. So it's kind of half. If it was 2.5%, these would be getting more value, but what they do is basically increase the damage you don't take when getting hit by a mob. Now, if you are good with dodging, this shouldn't be that crazy of a spell, and at all the way level 20, 1/5 of your damage is going to be removed. But is it that crazy? I don't really think so. Now for defense, honestly, I'm going to give this one both B tier because they're actually pretty simple to get, and actually I feel like I'm gonna actually leave this here, change them right over here, but crafting all these materials, investing them? No way, that one's going into C tier. I definitely think they should stay there. Now, we have one left, which are the damage ones. Now for the damage potions, they work the same as defense potions on how much they buff. 17.5%, 18.5%, 75%, and there we go. So it's 1.25% per buff there. But here's the difference. It will help you regardless, even whether you're a noob or really skilled. So I find this to be slightly better than the other spell of defense. But I still don't find it as crazy as the luck ones or the experience increase. Now, for my ranking on the tier list, I'm going to give the big damage one I'm going to give it top of C tier. It doesn't feel worth your investment. Your investment should be in these two, or maybe let's actually do bottom of the B tier. For the other damages, I'm going to place them above defense, but below here. I'm going to give the lowest damage one, since they're so easy to get, bottom of the A tier. And I think that is going to be my tier list right here. I forgot to do the speed potion. Oh my goodness, I was making the thumbnail and I realized I didn't do speed. So we're going to cover speed really quickly for you guys. See where I'd place them on the tier list and where they are. So let's see the rarities. So for the tier 1, we have a 17.5%. That means we're following the same formula for damage and shield. 1.25% increase per one, making the level tier 3 all the way into 20%, 1/5. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare speeds between tier 1s and tier 3s. And don't you worry, I made sure to remove the boots, so that isn't a factor either. So here I have the speed. This is between a tier 3 and a tier 0. I'm tier 0, and as you can see, that is the noticeable speed difference, and we are not wearing boots. So honestly, it's pretty nice to have overall, but it wouldn't be OP. So for the tier list, I am going to place this potion right here. I'm going to be placing it in the B tier. I'm going to be placing the bigger one in the B tier. I'm actually going to lower this one and this one right over here. So mostly B1 C tier. And now, there we go. We actually finished the tier list. I swear if there's another one. Well, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe. Check out another of my Arcane Conquest videos right here. And waddle out, my friends.